Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is a bedtime story.
My mother used to tell me.
Good morning, Night Vale. Hi, everybody. I'm Hal Lublin. You know my deal.
Hello, I'm Meg Bashwiner, and I know Hal Lublin's deal.
And I'm Symphony Sanders. And baby, you got a deal. The deal is, you know, we're here talking about Night Vale because we are qualified scholars on the topic and cast members. That helps a little bit. And today is Monday, April 9th in our world at 10 p.m. Central Time. We never rep Central Time, so that's fun. And we are talking about episode 132, Bedtime Story.
And it's actually April 3rd, but the episode description is There Once Was a Boy.
What did I say?
You said April 10th. I was with
Wait,
you.
no.
I was like, it is April 10th.
Did I really say
You said April 9th. Yeah,
You did.
it's April 3rd.
You for real said it.
I was like, guys, is it? It's
You
not.
cannot take it
I'm
back.
sorry, I blacked out. It is April 3rd. April Fools. I gotcha, listener.
It's April, fools.
I just wanted to make sure we're clear, just in case something horrible happens that we don't address. It's like on April 5th,
No.
the TikTok is banned forever, and we don't mention
Oh,
it.
no. My worst nightmare.
The episode description for episode 132 of Welcome to Night Vale is There once was a boy who wanted to know everything.
Let's talk about it.
And boy, did he. Let's talk about it. This episode, huh? Huh?
Like, in one way, it was very beautiful. The language, I thought, was beautiful. And, like, as an actor, I think that is always fun when you can kind of get into the flow of something, whether, and it also has this, like, meaning, but, like, you could see, I could almost see it, like, I don't know about you, Hal, or you, Meg, but, like, when I'm doing a monologue that I'm, like, really getting into the flow of, I feel like I move around the mic a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like,
I'm trying to think.
to, like, sounds, you know, like when you're, like, making sounds and like moving or like changing perspective about something. I don't know. I move around a little bit. Not like crazy moving.
Yeah, you use the mic. There's mic technique to it. You are like in the zone.
It's probably very subtle in reality, but in my brain, I'm like, woo, yeah, flowing. I'm in the zone, you know?
Yeah.
Acting.
I feel like sometimes I get to a place for Night Vale stuff where I forget the mic is there.
Yeah.
Like if I'm really in there, I'm not thinking about it, which isn't necessarily like, it sounds like it would be good, but I think you do want to be aware of where the microphone is, you know?
Sure.
Like there's you don't want to go like, and then I noticed this thing that I had to talk about. Like you still have to be aware of technique and stuff, but it is nice to like lose the idea that you're reading off of a screen and into a mic, and then I think you naturally move around, you know, creating a little soundscape.
Yeah. I don't know. That's where my brain went with that. But this story, have we ever had an episode where the headline, intro line goes, besides like, this is a story about you, or this is a story about us? I mean, it kind of goes directly into the story, you know? I feel like sometimes those are so separate.
Yeah, there's no like radio bullshit in this one.
Right.
Not that it's bullshit, but there's no community calendar. There's no traffic. There's no like, oh, what's Pamela Winchell up to? Like, there's none of that. And this episode is this is straight up standalone short story is what it is, which is cool. Jeffrey wrote this one. And I wonder if he had written this short story and was like, what to do with it? Or if he had written this specifically for Night Vale.
Maybe that's why I had that feeling of this like flowy, poemy sort of, because Jeffrey's style is a little bit more like, I don't know, this kind of like prosy. I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But yes, this story was really interesting. And I was like, is this Cecil? At first I was like, is this Cecil's story? Because I was like, there's a mother and a sister, but we don't talk about the dad until he like turned into a tree and stuff.
Well, this is the story he was told as a child.
Right. I know. I remember that later, but like, I got into the story. I got so into the story.
Like, wait, is this? Could have been an allegory for something going on. I feel like this is like three stories come together. Yeah. The obvious one is the giving tree in reverse, but also in forwards. It's the movie Limitless, starring Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro.
Limitless!
And it's also the movie Lucy.
I don't think I've seen
starring Scarlett Johansson, where she is forced to be a drug mule for this experimental drug that makes you like more intelligent. And the bag gets cut while it's inside of her, so it leaks into her bloodstream. And she becomes more and more intelligent to the point where she becomes like pure consciousness. She can't be contained in human form. She's gained control over everything around her because of the way she understands it.
What?
It's very bizarre. Like, first it's like, this is an action film. Then it's like, okay, it's sort of like The Matrix. Then it's like, oh, this is trying to say something about our relationship with the world. And then it ends on this weird, like, hyper philosophical beat that just made me think of this. Because it's the pursuit. It's like the boy who wanted to know everything.
Right.
That's what makes me think of it. That's where it's Limitless and Lucy having a child in my brain.
I've never seen that movie, but that does sound like very, because the tree, okay, so he goes down. Let's go back. So the boy wants to know everything, right?
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, oh, interested in all these different careers, how things work, all that stuff. And everybody's so annoyed by it. I don't understand why when he asked them if he could be the things, like if he could be a singer or a doctor or like whatever the heck, they'd be like, no. Aren't they supposed to, your parents are supposed to be like, you can be anything you want to be.
They're rude. That's what I wrote. I was like, this family's rude. Are they rude?
Right?
Question mark.
Rude.
Yeah, I mean, there's like one thing, there's something to be said for the like, I don't know, narrowing down of choices, helping someone narrow down the choices for their career path based on who they are and what they are about. So there's that. If Iris was, I don't know what her skills are like, but if at this point in her life she was like, I want to be a neurosurgeon, I'd be like, Iris, you can't be a neurosurgeon. You're way too young. You don't understand. Like, So, yeah. So there's that, something to be said for helping people narrow down based on what their personalities are, what their traits are. But then there's also the like, I don't know, probably they could figure out how to be some of these things. Maybe let them try and not just shut them down right away.
I think a lot of parents, especially ones who are like, you can't support yourself as a singer. You know, this is hard.
Right.
It can come out of a number of places. One being maybe a parent who had their own dream deferred. They're like, this has been my experience in the world, and so that's my reality.
Sure.
But also maybe born out of a misguided concern of I don't want, you know, I think parents by and large, especially caring ones, don't want you to suffer. Like, I made these mistakes. Don't make these mistakes.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't do these things. I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to have to want for things. And it's hard in those moments to see like, well, the pursuit of this is where the joy is. Like, of course, to make it big and be a huge singer would be a big deal, but like, that's what I want to be. So that makes me happy, and everything else I do can be in service of that. And it's hard. That's hard for a parent to see, especially if they have no experience in that themselves in any of these things. They're like, listen, that's too hard. That's this, that's that. The sister's just being an asshole.
That's a life in the arts, baby.
Yeah.
You get in trouble too much to be a judge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tell Iris all the time, because she has a little vet kit. I'm telling you, you're way too young to be a vet. It's just irresponsible.
Yeah, she shouldn't be operating on animals or prescribing medicine.
She mixes up the doggy and kitty medicine all the time. All the time.
Oh, well,
we can't have that.
But, you know, do you also encourage her that maybe like one day she may achieve those things?
Yes, sure. I don't know. Are there going to be jobs by the time she's old enough to have a job?
Well, maybe if overlord of the city state is a job, you know, the water protector is a job. Who knows?
You know what happens to groups of old white people, Meg?
They need vets.
Yes, but they also get replaced by new groups of old white people. That's why there will be jobs.
Yeah. No, I wasn't talking about like the job market. I was talking about like.
Are you talking about people need pet doctors?
Will society exist enough for there to be the structures of occupation?
Yes. There will always be pets.
There'll always be pets that need care. So
they'll always need care. People doesn't matter where. Like,
even in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. I'm afraid my dog has kennel cough. Please help. Like that doesn't go away.
I don't know if I want her to be a vet. I mean, I think it's a really cool job because animals are great. But I saw vets have like a really rough go of it. Like a lot of them unalive themselves. Yeah. That's like one of the professions that has the highest rate of that.
Really? I knew
dentists and anesthesiologists.
Dentists. I knew dentists were up there. Really? Yeah.
Too much pressure. And the drug.
I always find anesthesiologists to be the calmest MFers. It's always the same. It's always like, I don't care who they are. Like I've dealt with more anesthesiologists than people should want to, but I found no matter like size, shape, anything, they always come over. They put like their hand. They're like, "Hi, I'm going to be your anesthesiologist. We're going to be doing this. It's going to be a deep sleep." And they like pat your hand. They give you like a handhold, like really sweet. And I just think like, boy, they're so calm
because they know they might be the last person that you see. Yeah,
before you become a tree, of course.
Jeez, I never saw that. I was like, just having a colonoscopy, but
hey,
I guess so. The last one chastised me.
Oh, chastised you?
He was like, "You're pre-diabetic and you need to lose weight, so we're gonna do this." And then he's like describing the way they were gonna put me under, and it was the same way I've gone under at every weight.
Right.
So I'm like, "What? I don't understand." But he was still doing like the petting the hand. He was like, and if you you don't want to increase your risk of a stroke or a heart attack or anything like that. So, but okay, we'll see you in just a minute. I'm like, what the hell is this?
That's when you
I'm
groggily
trying to chill. You finally got the IVs in. Like the hard part's over.
That's when you groggily look over and you say, "Get your filthy hands off of me."
Well, yeah, exactly.
Get your fucking
damn dirty
you son of a bitch. Get your goddamn hands off of me.
swinging my arms at you.
I'm feisty.
No, this is like they hadn't even rolled me in.
Oh.
He's coming in to just tell me. It's like when you're pilot before you take off and they're like, we're gonna be at 30,000 feet today. Flying. These winds happen, and if all the good, we'll get you to Houston about 30 minutes early. Like it is that portion of it, and then they bring you in, and it's like there's music playing. Like it's like a whole thing.
I just why, doctor? First of all, how do you think that I have lived this long in this world and have no idea that you think that I have a higher risk of stroke because I'm at a heavier weight? This is news to me. Like, oh, hang on, let me write this down, doc. Wait. Can we record this just so I can? You're giving me such valuable information that I have never heard before from anyone ever.
Oh, what? My weight? I've never heard that from any one of the millions of doctors I've ever gone to about how fucking fat I am, how obese I am. Thank you. You're really teaching me something.
I switched doctors recently, and my old doctor, who was very sweet, wonderful guy, he would always be like, "So your weight's up. What are we gonna do about that?" And I'd be like, I don't know, lose weight. He's like, yeah, I mean, I could give you a diet or whatever. It was always like left it at that. The new doctor, who was young, he came in with a laptop instead of writing everything down on paper. It was like, oh yeah, we're going to put you on these medications. I want to do a full blood panel and do this, that. We're come back in a month. And then I came back in a month. Like, it's more proactive. He's like, and I need you to do this. Like, you're going to be on this medication, and here's how I need you to eat, because all of this is just, it changes your appetite, but just for a little while. You have to build habits now, because I don't want to take you off of this and then you go back. Like, this is important.
That's kind of awesome.
I've seen him three times, and that's it's just a different level of care. It's way different than. So what are we going to do about that? I'm like, you're
the fucking doctor,
which one of us went to school for this?
What do you want? What do you want?
I have a marketing degree. I'm eating a candy bar while you're talking to me. What? You tell me what we're going to do.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, Doc. Let me finish this nutrageous, and then I'll get back to you.
Nutrageous. I would never do one of those. Anyways. No, that's wild. That's really, really wild. I can't even with doctors anymore, especially when it comes to weight stuff, because I think it's inaccurate for a number of reasons. But also, you're just repeating a line to me that you were told in a thing. It's like, okay, I understand the blood stuff. Let's maybe think of other things that we could do. My arm is broken in this direction. It's not because I'm fat,
Yeah.
They heard the risk of pre-diabetes and looking at your blood and your weight. That's one peer. He's petting my hand.
He's trying to bore you into anesthetization.
Yeah. Thank you, Henry Kissinger. I'll go to sleep. I'll have the sleep of the innocent.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me, because the sister came. Look, so he crawls down in the earth. First of all, he spit. What is with the spitting?
Let's talk about this scene. Let's get in there. Okay. So the angel Erica, before she goes up for her scones and orange milk, is like, so I have this thing. If you want to know everything, you just got to go into the earth. And he's like, how do I get there? And then kind of silence. And then he hears a spitting sound from Erica. And he's like, oh, I'll just spit. And then spits a giant puddle.
Yeah.
And then sinks into the earth through their own giant puddle of spit. Come on here. What are we doing? Like,
hey, it's just like Mary Poppins with the chalk drawings.
But also they were like, my mouth was so dry. Damn, bro. Like, you literally gave every last liquid of your body to spit this puddle, and then you sink down into it, and then you're down there and you're like, la, 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 la. And then you see your sister above you and stuff, and you're like, hee, hee, ha, ha. And then you realize you can't get back out. And there's a little freak out at first, as anyone would, because you're like, oh shit, I can't get back out. It's dry. There's bugs crawling all over me and in my ears and stuff. But then the struggle stops. And I was like, how long is he going to be under this ground? And then they were talking about, he was like under the ground, then he got longer. He was getting longer. And my brain, as I was listening, I was like, longer? Like he's growing up under the ground? Like I thought like he was going to grow. This is where I was confused also. Because I was like, is he growing into Cecil? And then I was like, oh no, he's growing roots.
He's rooting into the ground.
He's rooting.
And growing branches and limbs.
And branches and stuff. And he comes up out of the ground.
And lives.
And his skin. Do you think they recognized him when he came up? Because also, if you know how plants grow, when they come up out of the ground, they're not fully formed. But this one kind of was, no? That's what I was getting.
Yeah. Well, it's saying that his sister, where is it? His sister touched the leaves growing from his chest and hips. He tried to speak, but nothing came out. The boy was no longer a boy, but a tree.
Yeah, so I'm like, did it look like him, kind of, do you think? And that's why she kept going to it? Or were they just like, well, this is a weird tree?
I think she felt a connection to it.
Yeah, I don't think she knew.
And why is she eating the fruit off of him later?
Because he's a fruit tree.
It's the giving tree.
Yeah. He gives the fruit, the shade.
I'm sorry, I'm not eating my brother.
I don't think she knows.
So you think?
Yeah, I don't think she knows that I don't think she knows that it's her brother is the tree, but I think she feels a connection to it. Yeah,
yeah. I think she's drawn to the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It started growing.
Oh, okay.
After he died.
Because I was like, this is sick. Also, I was like, why is
brother, feed me your fruits, brother.
It is sick. I mean, this part really skeeved me out. He wasn't climbing out of the ground, but growing out of it. His skin was greenish brown and wooden. He had little bulbs tufted along the tips of his fingers and the top of his head. I'm like, I retched. I literally retched.
The bulbs.
It's like body horror. Like,
oh yeah,
bulbs and tufted along the tips of his fingers at the top of his head. But he's just a tree.
Yeah, I do love the idea that trees have this infinite amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
Both from their inherent they're now part of the earth and there are animals nesting in them. So they're learning all these things. But at the same time, they're observing everything in their immediate area and gathering information that way as well.
Right. With the weather and the moon and the seasons and all that. That was really cool. And the stars.
The geometry of spider webs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the embarrassment of birds. And I was like, oh, that must be embarrassing. You're like a tree and you're like growing up and you're like, look at me, I'm really beautiful. And I'm like blowing in the wind and stuff. Look at my leaves. And this bird comes and starts just shitting all over because that's what birds do. They shit on everything.
Just make a nest in your hair.
They do.
Just like.
I know. It wouldn't look like a cute little, like one of those hats, fascinators. It would just look ratty. And you're like, God damn it, get this fucking bird out of my hair.
Be raising its screaming children in your hair.
Yeah.
Wouldn't get any sleep.
Putting trash in you to make a nest.
Right.
Speaking of
trash
which,
nest.
I have a hummingbird nest in the tree in my front yard right now, and it's very cute.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a feeder?
No.
I'll bring you one.
I just have flowers. I just have a lot of flowers.
Oh.
They're feeling good about it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I have a hummingbird nest, and there's two baby hummingbirds. It's stressful, though. It's stressful.
Because the babies.
You're just worried about them.
Why?
You worry about them every day. Every day.
Sure.
Yeah. Every time you walk out to your car, the mom freaks out. And I'm like, I'm not here to mess with you. I'm just trying to get in my car.
Did she try to attack you?
No, she just flies away. And I'm like, just stay with your kids. I'm not going to hurt you. But I get it. You don't know me.
She's got her heart beats like 1,000,000 times a second.
Yeah. She's so small. This thing is so small. The babies are so small. The eggs are so small. It's really very cute.
Are they just eggs or are they like out?
They're hatched. They're hatched. Yeah, no, they hatched.
Whoa.
They're very small. And yeah, she's working so hard, that mom. She's going to leave her like a little tiny tray of lasagna. But yeah, she's in the tree, being embarrassing to the tree.
You should get one of those. Maybe I'll see if I can find you one. It's the sugar water little thing. And then they'll come and be like, with their long tongues.
They come. My front yard has so many flowers in it that they're just like, they love it. They dig it. Yeah. I have an orange tree, so I have a lot of orange blossoms, and they really like those.
That's a premium flower, babe.
Yeah. It's got to be delicious.
And maybe that's why they're coming to this tree, because his fruit is delicious and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
birds eating the fruit and then yarfing that fruit down the throats of their young.
So all this time is going by, and then his sister comes back, sits under the tree, hangs out, like she reads book. Wow. Reads books and stuff. And then he tries to read, like over her shoulder, like anybody on a subway has done for their entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
But then he realizes he can't read it because it's like in human words or whatever. And I wrote, he never learned to read. He never learned to read. No, he had probably learned to read. He just like had forgotten the whole human language thing. No?
Yeah.
So trees can't talk.
But also, yeah, he starts to like over the years, just like the transition of humanness and the concerns of a human person transcends to what would a tree care about. Like when she would show up, when she had a kid and stuff with the husband, he would be happy but didn't know why and what did that mean. And like when they would leave, he would be happy too, which I thought was beautiful, but also like kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, look, the family's like dying around. Like there's a lot of, Oh, it's really sad. It's a very sad version of the Giving Tree because it's really not written from the tree's perspective. The tree is in the Giving Tree. It's like more about the relationship with the boy as opposed to like what it means to be a tree.
Right.
And all this stuff is happening around you. And what if it was your family, but you're happy? Like happiness just sort of exists. The sadness exists. You don't know what's going on because that's not knowledge. Like you've traded that knowledge for all the other knowledge that exists.
Right.
What a terrible deal.
Yeah.
But is that all that, I mean, I guess, is that all the knowledge? Or maybe when later on, when Erica comes and like chops him down and then like gets distributed all around. We'll talk about that in a second. But like the tree was saying that they were still experiencing stuff through the wood that was turned into firewood and then like was turned into cinders and floated around in the space and like all that stuff. So, I mean, if that sort of knowledge continues on, even though you're not standing and just like in the place as a tree anymore, I guess in that way you would learn everything. Otherwise, I'm like, you just learn what was in the yard and what you could see and what you could feel. But then every seed, the tree said, they were also knowing everything that the little sapling and the other tree knew.
Everything. The ash, every bit of it that existed and decomposed and went anywhere is gaining knowledge.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. The angel, when the angel comes back, she says, "Hi, boy. Hey, boy. Hello, boy. Yeah, hello, boy.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy." Yeah, she says, "Hello, boy." She still sees him as a boy, I guess.
Yes.
And then she chops him down, and it's like really violent. She says, "I'm sorry, this hurts."
That part was so intense.
Oh, I'm sorry, this hurts.
I was like, no, don't chop him down. Also, I thought it was interesting that the tense also went from referring to the tree as he early on, like when he was the boy, and then went into the ground and all this stuff. And then as it and the tree, like more in the first person.
Yeah. Because it just says, "I'm sorry, this hurts, boy." And then after the chopping down happens, its body was planed into boards and its twigs were ground into mulch.
Yeah, how interesting. But I mean, I guess then you become that oneness with like everything, and you can learn everything because it's been distributed all over.
Mm-hmm.
The boy wanted to know everything, and he did.
Yeah,
and you get a memory of the boy to help you become a singer.
Yes.
Or a judge or a doctor or a baker. Or you can spit into the ground and fall into it and become a tree yourself, and eventually an angel will chop you up and kill you, but you'll live on and you'll know a lot of stuff. Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, Bad Friend by Cheese on Bread. It's a bop, it's a jam, it's fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, I liked it. And I actually I usually don't like check who the band is until like at the end, but I looked and I was like, cheese on bread. And I think I got distracted by that. And I was thinking about all the things that are cheese on bread, like a cheese toastie, Welsh rarebit, grilled cheese, things like that. And then I was like, stop focusing on that. And then I was like, oh no, this song is fun.
Yeah, it's a very fun song. I really dug it. The Cheese on Bread is a queer indie pop band out of New York City's anti-folk scene of the like sort of early mid-aughts time. They released 3 albums as a group, 2004, 2007, and then this album, the one that this song comes off, the album that this song comes off of, The One Who Wanted More, was released in 2018. So yeah, it's there's a group, but it's led by playwright Dan Fishback and musician Sarah Kelly. It's formed by them. Yeah.
Cool.
It's neato. I always find like kindredness to people who are in sort of alt scenes in New York City in the early aughts, because I was also in an alt scene in New York City. In the,
Are they still performing?
Mid-aughts. I don't believe they're currently doing shows. I know, I think that they say that there's no shows planned right now, but they say they do weddings, children's birthday parties, vegan Halloween parties, family reunions, baby showers, etc.
Vegan
Their
Halloween.
website is very adorable. Who knows?
I enjoy it.
But I think that there's more out there for them.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Trying to figure out which Dan Fishback this is. Because I know a Dan Fishback who is a director.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know one of the members of Cheese on Bread?
Hold on. I have to see.
Are there really that many people named Dan Fishback?
It's a good...
Nope, this is a different one. This is a different one.
Wow.
There are 2. There are at least 2, and I know one of them, and it isn't that one.
Wow.
It's a good name for a band, and it's a good name for a person.
Dan Fishback?
Yeah.
I think the embarrassment of birds.
I'm sorry, it's not the Dan Fishback I know, but you seem like a very fine Dan Fishback yourself.
I think the embarrassment of birds is a good band name.
Oh, yes.
I'll leave it at that.
It is. It would also be a good name outside of a flock, an embarrassment of birds.
Yeah.
It's what I'm going to call a group of falcons now. Oh, an embarrassment of falcons up on the mountain. It's beautiful. You should
That's
see.
going to be the subtitle to my memoirs. Symphony Sanders, an embarrassment of... It's a picture book of me like being like, like trying to psych out birds.
Because you love them so much?
I have a strong feeling towards them in one way or the other. Possibly.
Embarrassment of Birds, A Strong Feeling is the name of the first album.
Yes. I also have strong feelings about hot, cheesy, and delicious snacks? Meal. Either way, it's a calzone. Let's go to the FanZone Calzone.
You can, when cheese is in a bread, you can eat cheese anytime.
Oh, yeah. That was actually a better segue. Cheese on bread. Time for the FanZone.
Cheese in bread.
Yeah, let's talk about some cheese in bread. FanZone Calzone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Lately, I've been all over the place. Between touring, dog sitting, and traveling, my routine has become non-existent. Now that my travel schedule has slowed down, I need to get back to eating real food and not just grabbing what I can when I can. And Factor is making that easier for me. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes and require little to no prep and no cleanup. So even on the days when my schedule is completely out of whack, eating well is still achievable. Like today. I had 3 meetings and a client. By the time I was done, I was hungry and I just needed to eat. So I grabbed the Beurre Blanc filet mignon with Parmesan risotto and it was delicious. I was amazed at how tender it was and how flavorful the risotto was and saved me from having to pick something up quick. And in 2 minutes, I had something healthy, fresh, and delicious. So if you like fast, easy, and delicious meals, I think you would like Factor meals too. Let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/GMNV50OFF and use code GMNV50OFF to get 50% off and 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year, while supplies last until 10/31/2026. That's code GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. See website for more details.
First up in the Calzone, we have Clara. Clara writes, hello there. I have a theory about episode of Chopped Jr. That's what your recap show of, right? Called Bedtime Story. It's about a boy who became a tree. I think that this boy is the very first member of the Whispering Forest. At first, when people came to sit under him, he was so busy learning that he didn't have time to think of sharing this eternal life with others. But eventually, after all of his family died and he knew he was soon to decompose, he started recruiting. All those trees started recruiting, and keep up the amazing work. And please stay sane so that you can keep me partially sane too. Thanks, Clara. I love that idea that he was the first member of the Whispering Forest. That's always been a spooky part of Night Vale, and I say, why not?
That's right. I got one from Eleanor. Hot off the presses, Eleanor writes, Hi, Night Vale crew. I'm writing to tell you my theory of the origin of the old oak doors, but also to say that all of you are absolutely wonderful, and Hal's apple pie story is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. If only you'd been there, Eleanor. I was waiting. I still remember how excited I was for my wife to wake up so I could tell her what I had done. In one of the more recent episodes of Night Vale, Cecil tells a bedtime story about a boy who grew up on a farm. In this story, if you'll recall, the boy wanted to know everything. In this process, he becomes a tree and slowly loses his humanity. I believe that, after having existed in that form for an indefinite period of time, he was cut down and made into doors. These doors, in the process of still learning the secrets of the universe, were able to unlock the secrets of time and space, traveling through various realities and helping others learn more as well. These doors show up in Night Vale because they see a civilization in need of education. I love all of the Welcome to Night Vale podcasts and appreciate all you do. Thanks for being awesome people. Eleanor.
Whoa.
Also, hashtag my weird words, ketchup, pronounced like catch-up, which is a very Philadelphia thing, I think. Ketchup. Ketchup. I think I say ketchup too. Ketchup. Heinz ketchup.
I say ketchup.
I like Heinz ketchup.
I say ketchup.
Yeah, I say ketchup.
But I also say like, let's catch up.
Ketchup.
Let's catch up.
I don't.
Oh yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Catch up. Oh, no, like I want some ketchup. I see what it is. I see what you did there, Eleanor. I like the old outdoors thing, but I'm more fixated on the catch up. That I may have said it wrong. I'm going to need you to write back in. Also, APL haven't checked in a while. Gotta find out what's going on.
APL and I talk offline. Don't worry about that.
You know what? This is not cool.
Hal's
that I'm
so
not part of
jealous
this.
Of your relationship with APL.
I am jealous. It is true. I am jealous. I feel like I'm the one throwing up the poop signal and
throwing it down the poop chute.
Yeah, I need mail coming in through the poop chute. Let's check and see.
APL has a very full life. APL does not have time to constantly be checking in on our little show.
I get it, but you're talking. You're having a conversation.
Be a
I'm
bigger
not to
show.
brag.
I don't.
We exchange emails every now and again.
Listen. I'm jealous. I don't think you're bragging, but I am jealous.
I'm going to drop you on
I'm
CC.
very jealous.
I'll drop you on the CC.
Thank you.
Okay. I love this idea about that we heard from Clara and Eleanor. Made me did not even think about it for a second until they brought it up. Like wood in Night Vale.
Yeah.
This like sort of the haunted wood that we have, the Whispering Forest and the old oak doors, like they could be from this special tree.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. But thank you for bringing that up. All right. Sean writes in. Greetings once again. I am writing hopefully in time regarding episode 132, Bedtime Story. This is my number one favorite episode, I think, which is a difficult thing for me to admit because for many years I've always said that my own personal pinnacle of Night Vale remains a story about you and that. While there have been many, many truly amazing episodes since, I could never imagine loving another episode more. Well, today I'm here to admit that the Mad Lads finally did it and to relate a personal story regarding this masterpiece. Last year, my mother passed away after a multi-year battle with a lung condition. While it was extremely sad to lose her, I am most grateful that she went quickly and peacefully in the end. One of the things I have always loved about Night Vale is the way in which it openly handles difficult existential concepts like death and loss. And it would not be an exaggeration to say that my decade of listening to the podcast has done more than just about anything else to help me learn how to face such terrors with calm rationality and a sense of holistic hope and understanding of how the universe works as a cohesive whole, and that each moment must be celebrated all the more because of it. I've had a long-running habit of re-listening to the series while doing other things, like cooking or cleaning. I find it comforting to listen to, much as I said in episode 121. It's like sitting in a room that I like, a place to go rather than a story to follow. Although, of course, I do still follow and find myself laughing out loud often, even after all these years. Anyway, my aunt and uncle and I traveled to Michigan last fall to spread my mother's ashes atop the hill that she loved in her youth. And that morning in the shower, I put on the next episode in my current re-listening cycle, and wouldn't you know it, it was this very episode. This was such a perfectly serendipitous thing. The theme of this episode about a curious boy who wanted to be everything and then in death spread his atoms and his essence across the land to become everything that was to come after, ultimately getting his heartfelt wish. It was exactly what I needed to hear and feel that morning. It is such an incredibly beautiful story and put me in precisely the headspace that I needed to be to face the daunting, but as it turned out, beautiful experience of scattering my mother's ashes in the place she loved so much. I was filled with a deep sense of calm in that moment and could feel the presence of my mother's life and soul connected to the endless cycles and interwoven web that is the universe. She is gone, but she is not gone. We come and go, but this world from which we are birthed continues on, forever changed because of our presence within it. I feel at peace about it all. After all, as the saying goes, death is only the end if you assume the story is about you.
Wow.
Thank you, Sean. I really like this episode too, and I'm glad that it helped you think about things. I'm also glad that you brought up that Night Vale sort of helps you think about things, and sometimes it's nice to have something to help you think about things.
Yeah, that's really poignant and beautiful, and I can totally relate, as I'm sure Hal can as well. When you lose someone like that in your life, it leaves such a hole in your life. And when you learn to look beyond that and remember that they would be so happy, like not like being at peace or being, that they're with you, when you transcend to a different, you're gone, but you're not gone, you're held within the hearts and minds of the people that loved you. And that's the beautiful thing about life, right? You leave your mark, you go, and the world keeps turning. So thanks for sharing that. And thanks for putting some perspective on that for us. Love that.
Yeah. I think the early part of the grieving process is you're bogged down in the all the ways the person's not there. Everything that they are missing, everything that you wish they were there to share, the things you can't remember. But over time, your thoughts shift, and you can have these beautiful moments where you realize all the ways that they're still there. And this episode is a really interesting microcosm of all that. And it's a really great analysis.
Thank you all so much for listening with us today. Next episode we're going to be discussing is, are you sure? ? Did you hear it as a question? Are you sure? ? But until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Meg Bashwiner, and Hal Lublin. It is edited by Felicia Dominguez and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us what you would want to be when you grow up. This show is powered by our patrons, like Jonathan Pine, Sapphire Claw, Rowan, Kathy Fink, and Lindsay Schneider. If you are interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, insider hypercool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/Good Morning Night Vale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. The Calzone ingredient of the week is great green bulbs, like pears but larger and filled with a bright pink flesh and teardrop-shaped gray seeds.